Hello, lovelies. How are you? This is Shaunda J. Gordon with Love, Faith, and Family Ministries. And let me tell you, I have missed our times together. But I want to say to you, happy 2017. I know that this is the last day of January in 2017, but it all has purpose. This whole month of January, my husband and I have been working diligently on fasting, praying, and just consulting God with the next steps that we should take with this ministry and really yielding to the voice of God in our plans. So, all that being said, I have a message for you guys on today, and that message is don't fight the flow of God. Don't fight the flow of God. He knows exactly what He's doing with your life. Every place that you are in, every place that your foot has stepped in, God has ordained it. The steps of a righteous man are ordered by God. And let me tell you that if you trust that ordinance, if you trust His flow, I promise you will end up in the places that He has ordained for you to be. At the top of the year, I know a lot of us are making all these new commitments, and we're trying to put all that stuff away from 2016 and 2015 in our childhood and everywhere else we've been hurt, and we're trying to turn this thing around. And you're saying, okay, this is going to be the year. This is going to be the year that I'm going to start my business. This is going to be the year that I'm going to start my ministry. This is going to be the year that I'm going to start living the life of who I really am. This is going to be the year I'm going to find out my purpose. This is going to be the year that I find out who I am. This is going to be the year. But let me tell you, in the midst of doing all of that, you're trying to get yourself to where you want to be. But God is also trying to make sure that you don't take for granted the process. Make sure that you don't miss His process, the flow along the way. I know some of us have made resolutions and made those commitments, and we're doing great with those, and everything seems amazing, and continue on that path. And then you got some of us that are not doing so great. It ain't horrible, but it definitely is far from good. And then you have some people that have fallen off of their commitments and their resolutions completely. But let me tell you, no matter where you are, whatever place you're in, if you're, whichever one of those places you're in, don't worry about it. Because the process is the process, and it's God's. The Bible is very, very clear that all things work together for the good of those who love God. So let me tell you, wherever you find yourself, if you find yourself in a place where you're wrestling between where you are and how you feel, that's the time to stop and talk to God. That's the time to stop and try and figure out what His next move would be, instead of making them on our own. I think that sometimes at the top of the year we put all these large demands on ourselves, and we think that we can make a sharp turn, a sharp about face, and just turn from our some wicked ways, or just turn from our stubborn ways, or just turn from anything that might be hindering us. But it's not that easy. There is a process with everything that we do, with everything that we are, from speaking to hearing to touching and feeling. There is a process. There is a chain of events that have to happen in order for us to be able to move our arms, a chain of events that have to happen in order for us to be able to move our lips, in order for us to be able to hear. Understand that everything has a process. And when we try and throw away the process, and put a false ideology on ourselves that we can just do it ourselves without God, we're missing it. We're missing it. See, it's in those places, in those most vulnerable, in those weak places, in those places where we have fallen and realized that oh man, I really can't do this on my own, or and we've gone crazy, and now you're trying to figure this thing out. Stop. I tell you, I urge you this year to stop in those moments where you feel frustrated. Stop in those moments where it feels like you just can't go forward, or you see so much that it's so close but you just can't touch it. Stop in those moments and say, God, what would you have me to do next? Get into the flow of God. Release control. Release control from your own hands. and give it to him. Step into the flow of God. I promise you, in his flow, there is joy, there is peace, there are the fruits of the Spirit, there's gentleness, there's meekness, there's all of those things, and you will begin to see him begin to transform you based on some of the places where you struggled most. I just wanted to get that message out to you guys today. I just love you. Don't fight the flow. Don't fight the flow of God. He has a plan for your life. You have purpose. You are amazing. No matter what somebody else has said, you are amazing. And God made you just you. I don't care if you're an identical twin, so they say. There's something about you that's not about the other. So I promise you, do not allow anyone else but God to tell you who you are, to identify you for you. You are his creation. And the Bible is very clear that his yoke is the one that is easy. And his yoke is the one that is light. Do not let people put demands on you that they can't even fulfill themselves. So understand this. You are amazing. God loves you. We love you. And here at Love, Faith, and Family Ministries, you know what we're about. We talk about it all the time. Well, when I was talking about it more, you'll hear more. Building families better. And how do we do that? We build families better, one family member at a time. I love you guys. Love, Faith, and Family has a lot of stuff coming up this year. Well, I won't say a lot of stuff. We have whatever God has planned for us to coming up this year. But we are in the process of making that calendar and getting the schedule together. So if you guys want to hang out with us, we are going to be having some public events. Oh, we're going to have a good time. Once it starts to warm up, we're in Dallas. We're in the Dallas, Texas area. So once it starts to warm up, we have some events that are coming out on the schedule. We want to get some of these young girls out. We want to get some of these young men out. We want to play some sports. We want to have some barbecues. We want to sit down and find out what is ailing God's people so that we can get to a place of healing, so that we can get to a place where we can trust him. We can just sit in the process and go with the flow of God. I love you guys. We'll talk again soon. Mwah. Bye.